Okay, so break every chain. I think you actually want to play it in the key of A. I'm going to try to go slow. I'm going to have to go slow when I'm showing you from the root because I don't play it starting in the root position of F sharp minor. So I'm going to show you if you were to play it in the from F sharp minor, how you would play it there, where your hand positioning would be, and then I'll play it for you the way that I would play it. I'll try to keep it slow. I may fumble, especially when I'm showing you from the root, because that is not my favorite way to play it at all, and I have to stop and think about it. But so the first chord being F sharp minor. I think it's actually F sharp minor 7, but I'm not. You can actually just play F sharp minor. But F sharp minor is F sharp, A, and C sharp. And if you'll go back and watch that video I've got on minors, it explains to you how you get a minor from anything. And it's actually really simple, especially after you get your sharps and your flats down. And that other video I've got on that, it breaks it down pretty good. But, so your first note would be F sharp. Then from F sharp you would go to D. And so instead of moving my hand over here to D, I would just go from here, drop my pinky down to D, and there I am in D. And then from D to move to A, instead of moving all the way over again, I would keep my middle finger on A, move my thumb to E, and my pinky to C sharp. And then to go to E, leave your thumb on E, and adjust everything over. So, there is power, D, yep, hit that wrong, D, A, E, there is F sharp minor, D, A, E. See, I'm clumsy with that one. For your left hand, my suggestion to you is to start the way that I started. When you get going, you may be able to chord with your left hand the way that those who have played the piano for years or who were taught by an actual music teacher, they chord with their left hand. So they'll play the bass and the chord with their left hand, and then they will also chord with the right hand, but the difference is that they're doing all the runs up and down the piano with this one. So while your left hand stays in whatever chord or whatever key you're playing at that moment, whatever chord you're hitting, your left hand will stay at that chord, but the right hand will move up and down to adjust accordingly, unless otherwise noted with a slash, and we'll get to that later on. So for me, I started, if I was going to play F sharp minor, I would start hitting the F sharp minor, and then with my left hand I would just start with my one finger. And so as I progressed on, I went from playing it with just the one finger. I've got a wide enough hand I can do this, not everybody can, but I would play both F sharps within the scale. And then I began to transition from doing this to, I might hit F sharp and C sharp, or I might hit F sharp and A sharp, A, and then still though, a lot of times I will just play like this. I will just hit that chord that way. Okay, so if you're going to play it from the root, I'm going to move down a little bit, Cheyenne, so you might have to, so she can see from here and I can make it sound a little better. So it'd be F sharp, I'm going to use my pedal too so I can carry those notes. F sharp, D, and then this hand would move up to A or move down to A, most likely up. And then A, and then this hand moves down to E, D, and back to F sharp. And I just kind of walked my hand a little bit then. You may have noticed with my right hand, that'll come. It's something that just kind of started doing naturally all on its own once I got the chords down. And as a matter of fact, the first time I did it, I was going from D to A, I think it was, and it just kind of walked itself. And I was like, did you see that? My hand, it did its own thing. And I was quite pleased with my hand for having its own brain in that moment. Anyway, back to what I was doing. So F sharp minor, A, D, see, I still have to think about it, and then A, So that's, and the great thing about this song is that the chord progression throughout the entire song is the exact same thing. So you're able to stay in one area the whole time, and this does the majority of the moving. Now, if I'm going to play it, I personally am going to play it like this. I'm going to play C sharp, F sharp, and A, because that is where I am most comfortable at. You play where you're comfortable at. And I'm going to try my best not to move my fingers too much because I want you to be able to see this, but and just hear it. I'm going to start with my right hand, then I'll add my left hand. Do what's comfortable for you. When I started out like my mama showed me she started out. Doing this until I switched. And it worked. It may not work for you, but it worked for me. Now I move my fingers a little bit differently. It's a progression of the brain that eventually gets down to your hands. But so starting off it'd be, there is power, D, A, E. There is F sharp minor, D, A, E. See, even just the up and down, it still carries the melody of the song that you're wanting to get across. And I'll pick it up and show you a little more how I play it normally in a minute, and you'll hear it still carries. Even though this is simple, it still carries. It still makes the song. Even though there's not a whole lot of finger movement, and that's the reason why this is actually a good song for you to learn. One of the first songs I wanted you to learn is this, because it's slow. You can speed it up, you can slow it down, but still with simple movements, it still will carry the song. Okay, so going F sharp, D, A, E, and then to add my left hand in, I'd go F sharp minor, D, A, E, F sharp minor, D, A, E. I'm trying not to walk up and I keep doing it. It comes naturally. When you're playing this song, your left hand does a lot of punctuation of sound, so it kind of carries the oomph in the song. So when you get to the break every chain, you'll hear that. So I'm just going to sing it. Hopefully you can keep up with me. There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus to break every chain, 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 break every chain. There's an army rising up. There is an army rising up. Wow. There's an army rising up to break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. Now the way I play it. There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus to break every chain, 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 break every chain. So that still carries just as much oomph as running it the way that I was doing, and I was still a little slower than I might normally be. But just get it, girl. Y'all can do it. It's a simple song, and if you're having Bailey do this, I do seriously suggest having Bailey just do it to the rhythm, because that will help her a lot. You'll probably pick it up. Actually, I take that back. She'll probably pick it up a little bit quicker than you are, because young minds tend to do that. But let me know how it goes and get back with me. Thank